Today we're going to be tying together our sports achievements with the academic achievements of the athletes, which we all hope you will achieve as well one day. I'll start with Clay. Clay graduated from Endeavour Sports High School in 2013 and immediately made his way to America to achieve his goal of playing in the NBA. Clay currently plays for Baker University in Kansas, where he balances court time as a sophomore and studying a degree in business and finance. In 2016, Clay was awarded the Hart Freshman of the Year for his conference, where he, at 43.6% at the three-point range, shot 65 3-points for the season, which is an amazing achievement. Experts say that Clay is well on track to achieve his goal of one day playing in the NBA. Ladies and gentlemen, Clay Martin. Some of you in the room might know Teresa, who is the next bio I'll read out because she's currently helping out the girls' football program. Teresa graduated from Endeavour in 2007, where she was accepted immediately into Western Sydney University. 1 year after finishing school, Teresa made her debut for the Central Coast Mariners against Melbourne Victory. In 2010, Teresa signed with the Sydney FC, where in the 2012-13 season, she was one of the only players to play every minute of every game in the season that they won the W League that year. Teresa has also represented the Australian under-20 side on 4 times and the Matildas on 10 occasions. Ladies and gentlemen, Teresa Clive. Now, if I do have a favourite, it would be Devet, because he's a rugby man like myself. Let me read out Devet's bio. Devet moved to Australia from South Africa when he was 12. He attended 1 year of primary school before coming to high school in Australia. Devet was involved in the school's TSP rugby program, as well as being the school captain in 2008. At the end of 2008, Devet was successful in obtaining entry into Wollongong Uni to pursue a degree in civil engineering before changing over to construction management. Since then, Devet has also played local rugby for Southern Districts, Sydney Rays, and more recently played for the ACT Brumbies. Ladies and gentlemen, Devet Williams. And our final guest, Alex Johnston, graduated Ducks in 2012 with an ultimate ATAR of 96.8. He was afforded 5 bonus marks due to the fact that in the same year he was also a member of the Australian Schoolboys Rugby League team, a team he also played in as a Year 11 student, which in itself is an amazing achievement. Alex gained entry into Sydney Uni to study exercise and sports science and begin a high-profile rugby league career with the South Sydney Rabbitohs. Shame it wasn't Parramatta. Since his debut in 2014, Alex has won a grand final with the Rabbitohs and been selected to represent the Indigenous All-Stars, the Prime Minister's 13, and was a member of the 2015 Australian Tri-Nations squad. Ladies and gentlemen, our final guest. Excellent. We'll get to the next round of questions. We'll start with Teresa this time. What advice would you give to the students in the room today who want to follow in your footsteps and balance a sporting career with academic excellence at the same time?
Well, number one, never be afraid to ask for help when you need it. And I guess that flows on to number 2, which is use what's around you to help you out as well. There's always something or a service that will help you. I've learned throughout my career that I have not been good at doing that, and that was to my detriment. So if I could change that, I would. But yeah, that's my advice. Just ask for help when you need it, and use what's around you to your advantage.
Alex?
So for me, it was more about compartmentalising. I think that's the right word. So when you're doing a sport, just put everything 100% into your sport, focus 100% on that, and then once the final whistle's gone, or you finish training, you got to go home and it's time to do your schoolwork. It's just 100% focus on that. Get it done, out of the way. So for me, I used it as well as motivation. So I knew if I could be very motivated doing my schoolwork, it was going to help me be motivated to do the sport, which I love to do. So I made sure I had enough time to do both.
Apply yourself in the classroom, apply yourself in the gym when you're in the gym, 100% there. Apply yourself on the field when you're on the field, and then that just becomes a habit and a life skill that just shows on the field as well when you are playing, and it'll probably show in your exams as well.
My name's Akash. I'm in Year 9. My question's for all of you. It's just, how did you guys know that you were working hard enough when you were young? How did you guys know you're doing the right extras? Was it through your results or specific coaches? How did you guys know?
Yeah, obviously a lot of it is the feedback you get, the results you're getting sort of, it tells you if you're doing the right stuff or doing the right amount of stuff. For me, it's also the support I had around me, and I was making sure I was always getting help and doing stuff, with a mate or with someone else, and we're always there with each other and just helping each other out, really.
A lot of times for me, like, I kind of had a little, I guess, a chip on my shoulder, an edge. I always, whenever I worked out, like, I kind of tell myself I'm not working hard enough. And, like, so you're working as hard as you can in your mind, you think you are, but there's always that extra, level you can break. There's a wall you can break through, and you can become a better player. I had when I first went over, I had like a Marine kind of sergeant as a coach, but he had kind of had this rule, like the 40% rule, and what it is like, basically when you think you're going as hard as you can, you only really reach 40% of what you can do. So if you kind of think about that, I guess in a war situation, you're running as hard as you can, you're tired, whatever it is, you have to keep running. So if you kind of train with that mindset, you can reach your goals a lot faster. You can get where you want to go. So.
Yvette or Teresa?
That's a great question, by the way. I guess in my career, I had a coach for a very long time who was very harsh but fair and honest. And I didn't have to seek feedback. I was given feedback all the time. So, and while I was very harsh on myself, the feedback I got, I would know whether I was doing a good job or enough. And then I had a coach change, and still the same brilliant coach, but different personalities, not as vocal. So there was a bit of a challenge there at knowing if what I was doing was good enough. So then I had to seek within myself to actually go ahead and find that feedback from them. So it was more a change in myself that I had to make to know. Great question though.
Yeah, very good question. It's probably, for me, it's probably results based. So are you getting the results because you're working hard enough? Feedback that you can get from coaches and your peers around you, and then also just personally, do you think you're working harder than the hardest working person in the team or in another individual sport? So sort of comparing yourself. They say you shouldn't compare yourself to other people, but if you're comparing yourself to the best of the world, are you doing more than what that person is doing? And that's probably a good kind of scale you can weigh up against another person.
First off, I'd say if you want your kid to come to this school, you have to understand that this school is going to make your kid ready for the real world. All right, they're not going to sugarcoat things. They're going to keep it real. This school is a family. All right, like you balance your education, your sport, whatever you may need to do. All right, you have coaches.
Come to school. The teachers are, outstanding. They support you. They, in your sport as well as outside, they really shape you to be the person that you want to be. Academically, if and sporting wise, there's no other school I'd send your kid to. It's the best sporting school in the country.
Very well done. Teresa?
Look, I've had this question asked a lot of times, and Endeavour is very unique. Here you get the
In a
whole,
good way.
in a great way. You get the whole package here. You won't get what you get here at any other school. I can tell you that. And if your son or daughter is going to put in the hard yards, then they'll get what they need out of Endeavour.
Educational wise, you can strive it with your academics. It's got good staff, teaching staff that, well, obviously from when I was here, I really related.
But what it's really reinforced for me, listening to the four of you, is how important it is to have good role models in your life, to have good mentors. And can I say, on behalf of the Endeavour community, you are those role models and those mentors for these young people. And thank you so much for giving up your time. I know that it's you lead very busy lives and it's very much appreciated, but you do get the most highly prized gift in the Sutherland Shire. For the men, it's a tie. You got a tie? Thanks very much, Blade. Thanks very much, Alex. And for Teresa, it's a, we're trying to get them small enough.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks for being
Thank you
here.
very much.
Thank you.